the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed, laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, back in action on a St. Patrick's Monday night. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Scrambler Series gonna fire things off under the lights at this fast half-mile short track, Martinsville, Virginia, hosting tonight's race. Final few drivers chasing after a spot inside the top 12 in the point standings. We've got championship chase action coming up at you in just about 3 short weeks. So it is the final rundown in the regular season. Who's going to get the job done tonight? We'll find out here in just a handful of moments. But before we head trackside, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside, qualifying already behind us, picking up the Premier Racing Setup.com Pole Award behind the wheel of that one-time Burger Bar number 6 Fast Ford Chris Hammond will lead us to the green flag here tonight, and we're going to get ready to head trackside as a handful of drivers already making their way to pit lane. Let's see if we can't get a little look at these drivers awaiting the word of the boss man in the flag stand. Things gonna happen in a hurry under the lights for one of the first times here with the Scrambler series. Martinsville just adding these lights just a couple of years ago. I want to say about 2, maybe 3 years ago, and it has changed the racing here. Martinsville, famed, iconic, beautiful track. If you haven't been, you better get there. These drivers are going to put on a show. The Cup guys put on a show. We're going to see how these machines manage under the lights here tonight in the 2-cent single 125. If you don't know the story behind the 2-cent single, well, you might want to do a little digging. You'll find a little controversy at the heart of it. We're not going to get into that. We're going to await word from the boss man, the flag stand, and these drivers will get set to roll here tonight. 22 car field for the 2-cent single 125, race number 8 here in season number 19 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing, the Scrambler series. And just like that, we begin to ride. Let's run down your starting lineup for the 2-cent single 125, starting inside row number 1. Your pole sitter tonight, the face of Chris Hammond. Zach Mitchell going to start just to his outside with James Skelton and Sean Single in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight, the 42 of Max Terriot and the 18 of Trent Potter. Jason Wells and Jeffrey Souza gonna make up row number 4 with Chad Alcaraz and Brandon Feeney finishing out the top 10. Visdon Allen in row 6. Row 7, Troutman and Day, Michael Trevarthen and Tony Strano making up row number 8. Aldani and Yankelo, row number 9. Field gonna finish out a little like this with Combs, Benedict, Allen, and Higgins finishing out the 22 car field here tonight. We're gonna get set to unleash the beast this time around. Pace car gonna duck off, and we're gonna get set with the green flag out of 4 on the gas, and away we go. Green flag flies for the first time in the 2-cent single 125. Tied action there, 3rd and 4th. Already contact between Single, Skelton, and Terry, all battling for that 3rd, 4th position already. Lap number 1. Contact in 3rd place. Around goes the 11 into the outside wall. Caution. Ooh, skating by, man. Who was it? Was that a cold day? No, it wasn't. That was not cold day. One of the drivers skated by it. A little bit of contact. Lap number 1 at turn number 3. We've got problems early here at Martinsville. Let's take a quick little look at the replay. Let's see if we can see that contact already happening out front. A little bit of more contact. There you see that Skyline number 79 trying to make their way by the 81 machine. Big hit for Ken Allen. Big hit for Ken Allen. We're going to take a look once again here. Let's take a ride on board. We're above that Care Bears number 11 of Sean Single. I'm sure he's got 2 cents to say in this one. Contact with the 86 outside wall, heavy impact on the front end. Big problems early here tonight under caution. Lap number 1, caution flag will fly. We'll slow things down, get back behind the pace car, front of the field. Chris Hammond going to lead the field by Mitchell and Terriot, second and third. Jason Wells, fourth, with Trent Potter moving into that fifth position. Already early trouble here tonight for a few drivers. Sean Single, Ken Allen, Yankalo going to pick up a little bit of damage as well. So 81, the 11, and 79, you see them all involved there. Interesting to see how much damage is with the Uncalo's number 79 Skyline machine. Looked like slight contact with the door. A little bit of a door bang. More of a door slide, I guess. But see how heavily damaged that machine is. Already the 79 down and away. Back out onto the track. It ain't Talladega, but things happen in a hurry here at the short track under the lights at Martinsville Speedway. The 2-cent single 125 already underway. Set to go back green in the restart zone. We roll on the gas quickly. And Hammond easily going to clear down into one. Going to take a look back through the field. Side-by-side action right around this Miller Lite number 2. The big wiggle. Looking to keep it straight here tonight behind the wheel of that Miller Lite number 2. Oh, trouble in the... Oh, my gosh. How did Higgins not wreck it? Caution flag will fly. Caution flag will fly, but holy... Jeez, it just... Wow. White knuckle moments early here for a handful of drivers. Man, that Victory Junction, number 3 of Strano. Whew. Amusement park ride early here tonight. Under caution for the second time here tonight, the 2-cent single 125. 2 quick cautions have slowed the pace back behind the pace car. So with that, that's going to give us a little bit of an opportunity. Pit road is open. Doesn't seem to be too many tankers. A lot of drivers in the rear of the field. Going to come down. About 6 drivers going to head down, get some fuel, possibly some new Goodyears. Let's cue in. Let's take a look at what may be fueling a little bit of the aggression. Here you see your point standings coming into tonight's race. We're going to focus right around that 11th and 12th. That's the cutoff line for the championship chase we've got tonight in 2 more weeks to decide that top 12. And you can see very close battle with Luke Allen and Ryan Aldani sitting outside of the top 12. Just 4 points back, so a good night here tonight. Either one of those 2 drivers could catapult their way into that top 12. Chris Hammond, also one of those drivers. He's sitting at the front of the field. A win in your in situation. Could the night continue right for Hammond? He might not have to worry about pointing his way in. Good luck it up with a race win. Let's talk about Bill Benedict, the number 90, sitting 16th in the standings, sitting 16th on the track, up 4 positions from where he qualified, so gaining some ground early under caution. It's been a slow run, but these drivers right around that 11th, 12th, even all the way up to Sean Single, who's sitting 8th in the point standings. Very close battle coming to a head as we close out these final 3 weeks of racing in the regular season. Here with the Red Light Scrambler Series. Pace car back in field, brought back to the green flag by your pole sitter, race leader Chris Hammond. Gonna bring them through 3. On the gas quickly in the restart zone, down and away, no problems for Hammond. Let's keep our eye in the rear of the field. Everybody tiptoeing through the tulips, no problem so far. Cole Day hanging it out to the outside with that Rockstar machine. Tight battles in the back. Let's head up here towards that top 5 position. Devin Visnall. 5 positions from where he qualified, so a good run. Solid night so far here for Visnall. A little rub of the outside wall for Mitchell, sitting in second place. Can last week's race winner repeat? Be the first driver to do it so far this season. Mitchell with 3 race wins, but nobody's been able to go back-to-back visits to victory lane. Only James Skelton, multiple winner this season, joining Mitchell in that multiple win column. Man sitting third, the man in black. He's always up here near the front. Maximilian right there. Max Theriault sitting third on the racetrack, searching for win number 2. The 42, the only driver this season. Have you noticed he's the only driver so far this season to finish inside of the top 10 each and every week? So consistency does pay off. He does have that race win to fall back on to get himself into the championship. To bank a little bit more bonus points. We open things up at the last great Coliseum. Bristol Motor Speedway going to host round number 1. The round of 12. For the Season 19 Championship, right here with Checkered Flag Auto Supplies Red Light Racing Scrambler Series. You're watching the 2-cent single 125 Hammond clear and out front. Looks to be riding the pace for the moment. No real challenge from Mitchell behind. Theriault sits in third with the punter and Wells finishing out your top 5. Let's head back to a battle around that top 10. Here you can see Michael Trevarthen. Whoa, right in front of Trevarthen, and we see Chad Alcaraz go around the 15. Krispy Kreme machine gonna tear up the back end just a little bit here. Tough break. For the 15, a little bit of damage on the back end of that Mustang. Let's go back. Let's see what happened. Let's go check the replay. May have gotten a little bit of help from the 4. We'll take a look. Just overcooks the corner. It's going to slide out from under him. Into the outside wall. Backs it up into the outside wall. And that's going to do it. Caution flag flies for the 3rd time here tonight. One more look at it here. Easily enough to do. You can see those brake rotors, those front brake rotors start to light up just a little bit. Already heavy brake wear on these machines, and the back end is just going to travel around. Alcaraz can't catch it, but the back side, that's safer barrier. Gonna have a little bit of meeting of the minds. Slight damage on the tail end of the 15 as we head to the front of the field. Back behind the pace car once again. Caution number 3. And you gotta start thinking about whether you really want to or not. You might want to start thinking about fuel strategy, about some tire strategy. Right, you got a handful of drivers already onto pit road. Beanie, Skelton, Strano onto pit road under our latest caution. 79 of Yankelo caught up in caution number 2. A little bit of right side damage for him. He was on pit road on lap number 8. More so worried about the tires as opposed to the fuel. So we're going to keep our eye on that 38, on the 86, as well as the 3. We're going to see if they start to make some big jumps through this field with those much fresher tires. Can we get a long enough green flag run for that difference on the tire cycle to show up, to really matter. We're going to find out here in just a few hundreds of feet. Pace car ran back out of 4 to the high side once again as your pole sitter. Into the restart zone we roll, all the gas, and green flag flies once again here from Martinsville. Top 3, 4, all clean and clear. We're going to take a look here as Trevarthen paces on the outside. Going to pick up the position on Souza for the moment, who packs it in down on the bottom of the racetrack. Big run on the bottom. The 2 of Trevarthen falters at the top, opens the door for the 62 of Troutman behind him side by side with Aldani for the moment. Out for 10th position, heading down the backstretch, back into 3, single file back from there. Stuck on the outside is Trent Potter, battling for his position inside of the top 5, trying to close the door. The Duke's Mayonnaise, number 18 machine, getting hung out to dry for the moment. The Venom Fight Wear, number 7 of Devin Visnall, looking to the inside, unable to get the run, closes the door. Potter keeps 5th for the moment. We're going to go single file here just a handful of laps after the green flag waves once again. We're going to drop the timing and scoring over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field here tonight in the 2-cent single 125. We're going to jump around the racetrack just a little bit, try to find you some action out there. A lot to talk about here tonight. We've got just 3 weeks remaining in the regular season, so points at a premium for those drivers on the outside of the top 12. Looking in, none of your race winners are outside of that top 12, so that's not going to shrink those opportunities. That's not going to cause any issues or problems, so we're going to see if we can get a splash. I mean, Chris Hammond coming into tonight's race sitting outside of that top 12. If he can get this race win here tonight, that's going to catapult him directly into that championship chase. That would also, looking at the points that he would get off of the race win, that would catapult him inside of that top 12 inside the point standings anyway, so that still wouldn't be that outside looking in theme as we got a battle underway. Souza and Trevarthen going at it 7th and 8th on the racetrack. Bottom goes that Miller time. Number 2 gonna pick up the spot from the Souza Media stint analyzer. Number 4, who's going to try to close the door on that 62. Troutman working hard with the 98 of Aldani right behind him. Luke Allen, what a run so far here tonight for Allen. The Goldfish Machine looking golden here tonight with a Saturday night short track little field. Luke Allen up 10 positions from where he qualified. Biggest mover of the race and a solid night so far. We'll see if Allen can continue his climb to the front of this field. Checking in with those drivers that took tires. The 86 of James Skelton, there you can see him by the wheel of that Flowertown Animal Hospital sponsored number 86 machine, just now making some headway inside of your top 15. Gonna try to kick the door in on a top 10. But a busy track laid out in front of him. Let's head back where there's a bit more action. Let's head back up here with your top 4 starting to step away and separate themselves from Trent Potter. 5th place runner Potter starting to fall just about a second behind these top 4. Lots of different looks, lots of different angles here tonight from Martinsville Speedway. Want to give a tip of the cap to all of the cameramen and women out there. Oh, and we've got caution number 4, problems. On the racetrack for Rob Higgins, the number 40 machine, gonna have some problems. Let's go see what brought out our latest. And just overcooking it into the corner, almost into the back of Souza. A little bit of contact there from Cole Day behind the wheel of that 99 Rockstar machine. He's going to pick up a little bit of right front damage. But around into the corner, couldn't get it wound up. We'll take one more look at it here as pit road does open, and indeed majority of the field down to pit lane. Let's take one more look at it here on the brakes. You can already see the back end of the machine start to work its way around almost into the 4 of Souza. There's that right front damage. You can see it right in front of the wheel. Immediately caved in. So that might present a little bit of a problem for Cole Day. We'll see how it pans out for him. Back under caution here tonight for Martinsville Speedway. Lap number 40 going to go on the board this time by. So right now, tempers seem to be pretty timid, tempered, content at the front of this field. So the Shiny Things post-race podcast show may not be so heated just yet, but it is very early here tonight, just about a third of the way through the 2 cent single 125. We're gonna get double file and ready to go. Back green flag racing once again, this time by Chris Hammett remains your race leader. He's led every single lap so far here tonight. We're going to work our way through 4 outside. We'll control the restart. Wait for it on the loud pedal. And away we go. Green flag flies once again here at Martinsville. Hammett schooling these boys on these restarts, man. No problems whatsoever so far here tonight for Hammett, maintaining that race lead. Battle now between Aldani and that 4 of Souza. Close quarters racing action out of 4, back across the stripe, 2 wide with the 64 of Jason Wells. He needs a solid night. He's having a good go at it. The Alienware number 64 machine looking for a top 5, and here comes Trevarthen and Potter knocking on the door. And we got problems once again here at Martinsville. Looks like Tony Strano into 3. Gonna have some problems. Let's go. Check out the replay. There it is. Strano out of the corner. A little bit of contact with the outside wall. Looks like he's gonna overcook it. Heading into 1. Outside lane, right on the top side of that concrete. A little bit of contact. Some help. The Duke Mayonnaise number 18 machine. A little bit of contact, and that's going to send a 3 to the top of the racetrack and going to put us under caution for the 5th time here tonight. So while we have an opportunity, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. You won't miss any of the action live here from Martinsville. And back live as promised, not missing any of the action. Pace car gonna duck infield into 3 and 4. Hammett gonna bring us back to the restart zone. Waiting to smash the gas and bring the engine alive. Green flag flies once again. Hammett it easily out front again. Handling things with ease here tonight, man. Making these restarts look easy. In the thick of it right here. Whoa, big problems for Souza. Misses the corner. He's going to go way up the racetrack into the outside wall. Big damage down the right side of that. Souza Media number 4. The Mustang going to be a bit wounded here over the course of the remainder of this run. Ryan Aldani now looking to his inside. Here comes that 86 of James Skelton. More fresh tires in this field, and they are starting to make a push to the front. Big problems now with a boot from behind. Jeffrey Souza gonna become our latest victim here tonight. He's gonna get sent around. We're gonna take a little look at the replay. Let's check out and see how it went down here at Martinsville in the stomping ground. Outside wall. Close quarters here, down into the corner. It just cooks it under braking. This is the third time we've seen one of these Xfinity Series drivers just overcook it. Getting down into the braking zone. Car getting a little bit light in the rear, and once they start to lose traction here at Martinsville, you got a little bit of banking. There's a little bit of banking in these corners, but not a lot to lean on. Not a lot to help you kind of save the car. And I mean, if you think it's tough here this week, wait till we get to New Hampshire Motor Speedway next week. It's going to be one heck of a race, some flat track action for you up in the Northeast. Gonna bring the noise up there at Loudon. New Hampshire Motor Speedway gonna host race number 9 here in season number 19 with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Scrambler Series. Coming at you live each and every Monday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Long-standing running series here with the Turn 3 Racing Network goes back quite a while. The boss man taking a little bit of a break, just filling in some impossible shoes for the season. And man, I tell you what, season number 19 has been in one of the most amazing seasons I've been able to witness and watch. These guys show their skills and prowess week in, week out, jumping in and out of all different sorts of rides here on iRacing.com at all sorts of different racetracks. I mean, we're finishing off the regular season with 2 short tracks and a super speedway. Gonna open it up at Bristol Motor Speedway for the championship chase. So the next 4 weeks, my goodness, what more could you ask for? Just glad to be a part of it, witnessing something bad. Tonight, we'll let you fill in the blank out of 4. We roll into the restart zone. Green flag flies once again with Hammond setting sail easily. Big move here. Back behind him, I believe that's going to be that 62 of Ethan Troutman. Had a big look on the restart to the inside. The race officials already cued in looking at the restart. They're going to give the thumbs up. No actions necessary. The 62 of Troutman with a great restart here. Close quarters racing between the two. The 42 and the 64. The Skelton right there knocking on their door. Kid, the Red Dog. Number 8. For those of you that don't know, some of you may not even be able to find it in your area. One of the older alcoholic beverages out there We're going to show our age if we continue on that one, so we'll keep it where it's exciting. We're going to take a little look here as we drop the timing and scoring. Over there to the left-hand side of your screen, let you find your favorite driver in this 22-car field here tonight. Wounded Warrior down out of tonight's race, and I'm sure he's got something to say. Whoa, big problems. Aldani going to go around. Ryan Aldani going to go around. The 79 of Yankelo going to go around. We're going to have caution number 7 here at Martinsville. Let's take a little look what happened to Aldani at a 4. I'm going to slow it down for this one into turn number 3. There you can see the 79 a little loose under braking. 18 checks up just a little bit. Aldani looks like he's going to catch a little bit of wheel spin. Just going to gas it up a little bit too early, and around it goes, and it looks like the 79 of Yankelo. Let's take a look at this. Man, we've seen this before, but only behind the wheel of some trucks. We've got some synchronized spinning. Who remembers that race? Who remembers the drivers that did that? They're behind the wheel of some trucks. See who really knows they're racing. But watch this little bit of a synchronized spin here. Drivers sitting nose to tail of each other. Almost mirroring action right here. I guarantee you that's where he's going to light up the rear of the rear tires, and just around it goes, man. 79 going to follow suit. Little bit of touch of the outside wall for the 62. Trying to avoid that damage, but we're going to head back to the front. Live once again here from Martinsville. You're watching the 2 cent single 125. Jason Wells is going to become our first new race leader of the night as your front runners. Brought it to pit road, so Chris Hammett for the first time here tonight not going to bring us back under green, and he is going to be mired deep in traffic. We'll see what the dirty air does to the dominant one-time Burger Bar number 6 Ford Mustang, who will restart outside of your top 10. On to pit road, your top 3 back at lap number 38. So quite a bit of laps on their tires. These drivers just to pit road gonna have about a 30 lap advantage on the tires. See how it shakes out. Wells selects the inside of the racetrack. That's going to put Troutman to his outside. Alan Estrano back in row 2 for the restart, with Dan Feeney finishing out row number 3 out of 4 on the gas. And green flag flies here at Martinsville. Really a benefit to be that control car. Really able to just get on the gas and go and maintain that position. So that is going to be a big equalizer, but can you put yourself in position? We got 3 wide for a moment. 3 wide. The 6 making his way through the field. Here comes that 8 of Zach Mitchell. Michael Trevarthen to their outside. 79 of Anthony Yankelo losing positions. Up 9 spots, but sitting in the 9th position under fire in his Skyline Camaro. And this is going to be one heck of a watch right here. Let's go. We were going to head down to the trackside, but we're going to slow things down here. Looks like 42. Ariel gonna have some problems. What went on? Let's go check our latest caution flag here from Martinsville. A little bit of a look at that 42. Mad Max down into the corner. A little bit of contact. Help from the 86. Woo! That could have been really close there. Almost a secondary hard hit for that 42. No harm, no foul. He's going to get spun around. Dallas Strano, Benedict, Higgins, and Allen all head down pit road. We're going to head back behind the pace car for the 8th time here tonight. We're going to slow things to a crawl. Just a little over the halfway point here tonight, live in the 2-cent single, 125. Tell you what, we talked to you about the point standings right around that top, that cutoff line, right around that 12th position. Let's bring you some of the point standings coming into tonight's race. Let's talk about these drivers lit up in that turn 3 orange, already locked into your championship chase. So there is 4 of your 12 drivers that are gonna make it in. And you can still see very tight battle here inside of your top 10. Take a look right there around Michael Trevarthen, Brandon Feeney, Sean Single, Jason Wells. Very tight battle between all of those drivers right there. Tight, close quarters battle in the points. So every position matters in these final 3 weeks of this regular season. In unfortunate news for the man that the race is named after. There we go. I promise I could spit it out. Sean Single, early trouble. Early exit from tonight's race. He is going to walk away from the track in 22nd here tonight. So that is going to put a big hit in his pocket coming down to these final few weeks. A lot of unknowns remain. We're going to get back on the gas, and green flag flies once again in the 2-cent single 125 live from Martinsville Speedway. Close action here with the 99 of Cole Day looking to the inside. The Rockstar machine going to have a little bit of help. They're going to stack it up. Helmet going to catch some contact. More problems. Chaos. Parking lot into turn 3. We got a parking lot in 3. Sir, you cannot park there. You're going to have to get them going. We got a lot of action to go over here. Our latest caution, man. Oh, man. Let's see if we can go high above the track. Let's see if we can't catch a little look at it from above. You can see already a little bit of chaos in front. Drivers just stacking them up. Trevarthen hit, Visnall hit, and a lot of things going on here. Different angles, everything going on, man. Crazy. There it is. There's Visnall getting sent around. Hammett almost going around as well. We'll take another look. There it is. The contact between the 6 and the 7. Skating away clean. The 86 Flowertown Hospital machine, man. What a sneaky little job for Skelton to just kind of slide his way right around that chaos. Multiple drivers onto pit lane. Strano, Visnall, Ken Allen, Rob Higgins, Yankelo, Trevarthen, Bill Benedict on pit lane. Chad Alcaraz also onto pit lane. You know, sitting on the outside looking in, this is where I begin to question, could things fuel over? Could this fuel a fire between competitors heading into next week's? It's a mile racetrack, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, a mile racetrack, but it still races like a short track with those tight corners, under braking. You can really pinch drivers down through the center of the corner, create problems. Will there be any influence of tonight's race show up next week as we head back short track racing. Could somebody possibly take revenge at Talladega in 2 weeks? A lot to unfold, a lot to go, and we're going to get back under green flag conditions once again as the boss man of the flag stand going to wave the green flag. We're going to get back racing lap number 77 here tonight. It's sneaky. Look at this liquid Molly Camaro. Oh, Visnall blending in after being on pit road in contact, and that's going to send the 38 around. Contact between Visnall and the 38 of Brandon Feeney. We were just talking about him being a Mr. Where Did He Come From? And it's now going to be a Mr. Where Did He Go? There you can see Visnall just back up to speed. Almost contact with the 99, contact with the 38. That's going to put us back under caution once again. Caution flag flies for the 10th time here tonight from Martinsville Speedway. A handful of drivers going to head down pit road to utilize the opportunity to get there. We're just a little bit under 50 laps remaining here tonight, so things may just amp up a little bit more as the lap count trickles down. There you can see the Krispy Kreme number 15 of Chad Alvarez getting one of his laps back. That will put him back on the lead lap with the rest of the field. Going to be allowed the opportunity to come down pit road, top off of the fuel, possibly get some fresh tires. New look at the front of the field for the first time here tonight. 62 of Ethan Troutman. He's restarted on the outside. The past 3 restarts, he's going to elect to take the inside lane behind the wheel of that body armor number 62. How about Luke Allen to his outside? What a run so far here tonight for Allen, up 19 positions. Hands down the biggest mover of the night, but they got a fast Chris Hammond to worry about. He's going to restart second row inside lane. Laying back a little bit of help from Cole Day, saying, man, get up there. We're about to go back. Green flag racing. Oh, and the Stinksy gonna absolutely cook it into the corner. Cooks it into the corner, and Luke Allen gonna fall all the way back outside of the top 10. That's gonna put Chris Hammond, hungry hippo, at the front of the field, looking to pounce. For the moment, let's take a look. Let's take a ride inside this number 6. Chasing him down, chasing after him. Will he get there? Little look back now, as we've got Zach Mitchell, hungry, right on the heels of Hammett, down into 3 through 4. Hammett going to be able to gas it up. A little bit of gap. Whoa, big moment. Back of the car, going to step out just a little bit on that number 6. That's going to open up the door for Zach Mitchell. Man, liking what he sees out of his rear view mirror. Older tires, but still showing the way. Ethan Troutman gonna run at the front. And as we cross the line this time around lap number 86, gonna go on the board. We're gonna drop that timing and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. Little bit of house cleaning in order. 22 drivers took to the start of tonight's 2-cent single 125. And we've got a caution on the racetrack. Trouble out of that 38 of Brandon Feeney. 22 drivers, as we were saying, took to the green flag here tonight. At the moment of the caution, we have still got 20 out there on the racetrack, but only 19 remaining on the lead lap. So as we see our 11th caution of the night, we're going to take a brief commercial break, pay a few of the sponsor bills. You know how that goes, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And we're going to quickly bring you back in as we are one lap after the drop of the restart. Ethan Troutman able to keep Hammond at bay, but for how long? Zach Mitchell right there, hungry, running right behind him. Contact Troutman, sit for a ride. He's going to catch the car. We remain under green for the moment. Lap number 92 on deck, and we got problems once again. Here on lap number 92. Let's take a look here. Little bit of a twitch from Feeney trying to catch the car. Gonna gas it up and around he goes. Right, hold on. He's gonna pick up a little bit of damage off of that one. We're gonna get back with the race leader back behind the pace car. Do want to apologize. Missing about 17 seconds of green flag racing here tonight. Wanted to make sure we got the sponsors paid, that we keep the lights turned on here at the Southeast headquarters for the Turn 3 Racing Network. Big shout out to each and every one of you out there joining us here tonight. Long night of racing for these Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Monday Night Scrambler Series drivers. Martinsville proving to be a little tougher to manhandle, a little tougher to maintain and manage. Not only the mechanicals of these machines, but also a little bit of the patience. Short track racing can really, well, it can lend its hand to a lot of hands-on. Racing is what will categorize it for the moment, but you could expect some damage, you can expect some beating and banging. A little bit of contact here tonight, some tough breaks for a handful of drivers. Have got us under the caution for the 12th time here tonight. Closing in on that 100 lap threshold. He's only stopped one time here tonight, back on lap number 61 under. I believe it was our 10th caution of the evening. Your Premier Racing Setup.com Pole Award winner back at the front will restart outside of the front row once again. Hammett really likes the high side for these restarts. And you're going to see why here in just a moment. He's going to lead us into 3. Mitchell going to try to maintain pace, but it's going to be hard pressed. I can guarantee you that. We're going to watch these drivers as they hit the restart zone in the gas and green. Flag flies once again here in Martinsville. See all these drivers heading down into turn number 3, side by side through the mid on back. You can see Cole Day just clearing on the bottom of the racetrack. Almost trouble in the back, able to save it. How in the world didn't Luke Allen keep that number 60 behind him? And well, the 15, he's not going to be able to keep the machine underneath him. We're going to have a little bit of problems here as Alcaraz going to go for a spin. Let's go check the replay once again. And there you can see Alcaraz just overcooks it, getting into the corner. A little bit of slight contact with the 40. It's going to be just enough to send him around. And well, that's going to do it. That's going to put us under caution once again. We're going to head back with your race leader, Chris Hammett. Lap 100 on the board, so we're going to see 25 to go this next time around. I would be shocked if any of these drivers inside of the top 5 came down pit road. I think at this point, it's too late to give up track position. There you can see the Turbo Dork. Besides number 98 of Ryan Aldani making his way around. Aldani receiving a wave around, able to get one of his laps back here tonight, sitting still back in 19th. Aldani, one of those drivers that trouble just seemed to find him here tonight. He's been unable to recover ever since, but still trying to press forward and get what he can out here tonight. Every point will matter for that 98 crew and driver coming down to the final few weeks of this season. You're gonna hear us talk about it a lot. We're gonna beat that dead horse until we reach your championship playoff. That top 12 cutoff in the points going to be extremely big, especially with Chris Hammett. If he can bring this thing home, it's really going to shake things up, because Hammett came into tonight's race sitting outside of that top 12, albeit only by 8 points back. He will pick up quite a bit for the race win, the pole award, and leading the most laps. So Hammett definitely going to pad his pocket with some points, and should, for all means, be inside of the top 12 when we leave here tonight if he can secure the win. And that's just going to tighten things up in that top 12 again. So we'll see how things continue to play out here tonight. Mitchell going to try to get a great restart beside him. Inside lane, unable to jump on the gas, and Hammett easily going to clear before they get to 1. Terry Alton Skelton now going to go at it for that third position. The 18 of Trenton Potter. He's been right there in the mix all night long. That Duke Mayonnaise machine has been on a mission. How about the 17 of Tim Combs? We haven't really talked too much about that Motorbook's number 17 machine of Combs. He's been kind of quiet here tonight. A little bit of a shoving match between Ken Allen, and I believe that was the 79. So patience starting to wear thin with a handful of drivers. Where did Cole Day come from? From outside of your top 10. Now looking at a position inside of the top 5. The Rockstar Energy Drink sponsored number 99 making some headway. Bottom of the racetrack will pick up that position. Problems in the back. The 90 of Bill Benedict. The Lego Technic number 90 with problems added to. Gonna put us under caution for the 14th time here tonight. We're gonna go back. There it is. Contact outside wall. Beating and banging. Bearing the brunt of the problems. The 98. And that's gonna be, I mean, that's a little tough to put on Benedict. We're gonna take one more look at it here. There you can see drivers just scattering out of the corner after what looked like contact with the outside wall in front of them and nowhere to go. Contact, the 90's going to get sent around, going to put a bigger damper on his day, going to make the challenge a little bit harder for that 90 as he's going to restart deep in the field now, back there in that 18th position. But the man that's loving it for the moment, you can see him right there once again. Ryan O'Donnell. Now back on the lead lap. This is just what the doctor ordered for that 98 machine. A little bit of help, and O'Donnell may be able to pick up a few positions before the end of this thing. We're going to have about 16 laps to go when we drop the green flag here in the remainder of the 2-cent single. 125. Sean Single. A little bit of trouble here tonight. The early going. Down and out of the race early here tonight. Unfortunately, unable to put his 2 cents in the post-race show. We'll see if Singles got anything to say about the way things transpired. Went down here tonight a little bit later on throughout the week in the media, I'm sure. And man, I don't know. I'm loving the 6 right now. He's been able to show a lot of strength on these restarts. He's been able to maintain that top spot once he's been there. He's got the pace. He's got the speed. Can he reel in the checkered flag here tonight? Back on the gas as green flag flies at Martinsville. Easily up and away is Hammett. That's going to put Terry on Mitchell battling for that second position. 16 to go. 2-3 wide battle contact. They are beating and banging the rear of this field, man. Rob Higgins, there you can see that Bush number 40 machine. He's trying to make some headway. Losses early here tonight. There's that Lipa Molly. Number 38 machine from our brother above the border, Brandon Feeney. Looking to get a few more positions here as we've got 15 to go. We'll drop the timing and scoring. Back to the left-hand side of your screen. We're going to jump back to a battle. Let's head right here. 81 of Ken Allen looking to the inside of the 17 machine. Early race leader 62. Body armor sponsored. Ethan Troutman hunting the front once again. Little bit of a wiggle for that 40. He's going to stack up the field. 17 still outside lane. Freight train on the bottom. A lot of drivers struggling with grip off of these corner exits here. We're going to see if that presents a problem. Cold Day right here. Big battle as Day and Higgins close in on that 64 machine of Jason Wells. Struggling. Big benefactor for the moment is the 38 of Feeney. He's going to catch up some ground here as Day trying to recover. 99 slipping towards the rear of the field for a moment, still inside of the top 10. And we got problems. Caution will fly. Caution flag will fly. The goings here at Martinsville. 15th caution for the night. Let's go see what they say. Let's go check the replay. Lego Technic. Ford Mustang down into the corner. Looks like just going to overcook it, but the problems are right in front of him. Contact between the 15 and the 79. Nowhere to go. Trevarthen going to pile in, send the 79 around and into the 90 once again. So multiple points of contact as we're under caution for the 15th time here tonight. Just 10 laps to go. We're going to have about 8 when we get back to the green flag. So will these final few laps, will cautions breed cautions here tonight? Will we see these drivers amp up the aggression in these final few laps? A lot of action, a lot going on, and man, I just it's oh man, it's cautions at the end of the race, never really one of the driver's favorite things. Sometimes not really a fan's favorite thing. We're about to get some excitement, right? We're about to group this field up. We're going to have just about 6 laps to go, possibly a 5-lap shootout under the lights at an iconic short track. What more do you want? It doesn't really get better than that, right? But if we just sail it down into turn 1, wad them all up, you're not really getting that benefit of great racing action. So we'll see if these cautions compound themselves into a final lap revolt. We'll see if chaos ensues from here. Hammett sitting pretty for the moment. He's been able, we mentioned it coming to our latest restart, he's been able to fire off and cleanly get away from the field. We'll see if this 8 is able to maintain this time. Nobody's really been able to challenge that 6 on a restart. We'll see if this is the one to do it. Skelton and Terriot in a row, 2 with Trouton and Potter. Right behind them, Wells, Allen, Higgins, and Day get around out your top 10. Had a 4. We roll into the restart zone on the gas, and green flag flies with 6 to go. Great start out of that 8. Great start, but contact in the 86 of Skelton, forced to the top side of the racetrack. After that contact, Terriot going to have to check up. Mitchell now into second, trying to chase after Hammond. Side-by-side battle here. Troutman outside. A little bit of advantage on Potter. The Skelton back up into the mix, but side-by-side in front of them, and we got problems in the back. Problems in the back. We're going to have a caution once again here. Luke Allen going to have some problems. The Goldfish, number 60, going to be involved in our latest one. Let's go see what happened near the rear. There you can see the 98 of Aldani. Day into the outside wall just in front of him. Here comes the 90 down into the corner. Not quite catching the 98, but the 98 will catch a piece of the 60. That's going to spin him around 64. Jason Wells, he's got a little bit of contact. He's going to get sent for a ride. Let's see what sent Wells around. Contact outside Walt, cold day almost mirroring it. We'll see. I guarantee you there's going to be contact. Oh, no. No contact. No contact. 64 just going to cook it into the corner. As we have caution once again on the racetrack, that's going to put us into green-white checkered territory. This is going to be our first attempt at a green-white checkered finish. Here from Martinsville Speedway, we're going to head a little bit further than those 125 laps here tonight. We don't want to give him the broadcaster's curse, man, but Chris Hammond, this is the one, this is the moment, this is the time. The one-time Burger Bar, number 6 machine, has led the most laps here tonight. He has the fastest lap of the race. He was the fastest in qualifying, walked away with the PremierRacingCenter.com pole award. There's only one box to check, and that's race win. I'm gonna say he's got it. I hate to put it out there. I don't like putting that out in the universe, possibly giving one of these drivers some bad juju. But I think the 6 is gonna be able to shake it off, get to victory lane. It's a matter of how aggressive are the 4 drivers behind him. 4 drivers going to line up behind him. All previous race winners, how badly do they want to return to victory lane? The Duke's Mayonnaise, number 18 machine of Trent Potter, he's right there waiting in the wings for his first win of the season as well. We see chaos ensue at a 4 to the restart zone on the gas, and green flag flies. So we go green, white, checker. Easily out front. Chris Hammond, man, he's been doing it each and every restart, no problems whatsoever. Into 3, we'll see the white flag fly this time around. We see the 1 to go, brought to you by the Feeney Call, right here with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Scrambler Series. The Feeney Call, 1 to go, as we see Chris Hammond trouble in the back. We got drivers around. Right on his rear bumper, unable to get there. Mitchell not gonna get the bump and run, and Chris Hammond walks away with the race win. Man, what a run for this man right here, man. Chris Hammond, one hell of a job behind the wheel of his machine. We're gonna see if we can't get an onboard little look there. You can see the man on board, putting in work at the office. Oh my goodness, he's gonna enjoy this smoke show post-race celebration at the start and finish line here to finish things off in the 2-sit single 175. Checkered flag belongs to Chris Hammond. We're gonna get things set up and ready to go for our post-race show. For first time, Chris Hammond enjoys a post-race celebration. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside for the Shiny Things post-race show. Man, what a night under the lights here from Martinsville Speedway. Late race drama, late race trouble, and we've got late race restarts. We're going to jump right into things. Let's see if we can have a quick little word with a man that looked like he may be able to visit Victory Lane for a fourth time, but going to come up just a little bit shy here tonight. Zach, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I do, sir.
Well, man, walking away with second at the end on that last restart. You got a good jump on your teammate. You followed him. You almost had a shot into three. What was going through your mind on that final lap being that close?
Being my team, I didn't want to wreck him. He just really had really good pace. I was trying for most of the night to get a run on him, and I just couldn't ever just get anything put together.
Now, we hear playing the teammate game. Now your teammate locked into that championship chase just like you are. So let's play some things out. Let's play Nostradamus for a minute here. Let's look forward to the future. We're coming up to Talladega in 2 weeks to finish off the regular season. If it comes down to the end, you two coming out of 4, what do? Do you push them to another win, or do you take it to the checkered flag?
With both of us being in the playoffs, I'm going for the win. Just like tonight, I would have maybe been a little bit rougher if he already had locked himself in.
Well, man, it's been a hell of a season for you. You came into tonight's race with the overall points lead, leading in the win column as well. You're going to pad that points lead heading into next week. Another short track. We're going to go Northeast Racing at Louding. Looks like you probably gonna feel comfortable there. How you feeling about possibly finishing off the regular season at that top spot in the points?
To do that would be great. I'm unfortunately not going to be here next week, so that'll have to be my drop week. But New Hampshire's always a fun place, so hopefully it'll be a good race next week. But if I can finish top of the points, it'll be fun. But job's not finished after that.
A little bit more racing to go after that, so we'll see how the rest of it plays out. Zach, congratulations with a great showing once again here under the lights from Martinsville. So before we let you go, you know what we do. We're going to step back, and the mic is yours.
Yeah, I can't thank the guys at Forex Racing enough. It's awesome to get Chris in the playoffs. We'll work on getting Sean and Ryan in there, too, over the next couple weeks. Thanks to you, Dave, and Turn 3 Racing Network for putting the broadcast on for us, and James, Richard, and Josh, the admins, are putting on a great series.
Well, Zach, it's been a pleasure catching up with you here tonight. We look forward to doing it throughout the remainder of season number 19. I'm sure we'll have a chance to meet again, my friend. But until then, as always, stay safe and keep it fast. All right, there you go. Final few parting words for the man that misses out on victory lane for the 4th time, just by a little bit. Wasn't willing to put it to the rear bumper of his teammate and take away that first race win. So we're going to dive right into victory lane with your newest race winner here in season number 19, behind the wheel of that one-time burger bar, number 6. Chris, how good's it feel to, even towards the end of the regular season, get that championship securing win underneath your belt?
Oh, it's big for a lot of reasons. Obviously, nice to go ahead and lock into the playoffs, not have to worry about New Hampshire or Talladega coming up, and yeah, really big for me. Feel like it's the fastest I've ever been in this series, and like the worst I've ever finished. Outside of the opening week at Michigan, we've just had terrible luck, whether that was me making mistakes like at Phoenix, or getting caught up in other people's stuff like at Twin Ring. Just wasn't one thing, it was another. And really shook my confidence a lot. So took Mid-Ohio off last week just to take a vacation and regroup, and I've always run good at this racetrack, just never could seem to get the strategy right. and being able to get it right tonight and lead a lot of laps and keep it mostly out of trouble. We got into a couple little things there, but that's short track racing. So, really, really big win in a multitude of ways, but fairly more relieved than anything right now.
Well, teammates 1-2 on the racetrack here tonight. Now both of you have that opportunity to run for a championship. Teammate not going to be there next week when we go back. I still consider it short track racing, just the way you got to enter these corners and how you kind of got to be a little light-footed coming up out of the corners when we head to New Hampshire next weekend. So with me saying all of that, how much does this race win give you confidence moving forward to that mile short track beast of the Northeast? Do you feel comfortable now having run so well here at Martinsville?
I feel a lot more comfortable just as I didn't screw anything up this time.
Well, it's always good when you don't have any bumpers. I mean, damage.
I've been on a pretty good streak of bottling these things for one reason or another. Something just always ended up happening. I think hopefully we finally got the monkey off our back here, which is good timing because playoffs start in a few weeks. New Hampshire will be interesting. I'm pretty sure they rescanned New Hampshire, so it'll definitely be a different racetrack than what we ran on in the past there. So we'll see how different it actually is, if you still run that kind of middle of the racetrack, higher diamond in the corners down there to try to get a run off, or if maybe you can run the bottom better now. I don't know. I haven't looked into it really much at all, but I'll try to get something going on when I have a little bit of free time this weekend. I won't have much. This is also my birthday present. I turned 30 on Friday, so this is my birthday present to me that I didn't screw one of these races up and finally won one that I was supposed to. So I got so far so good. It's a good week. I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of this one, and we'll move on to New Hampshire. I don't know, Sunday. I'm gonna relax now.
Well, brother, a happy birthday, and now you get cake all week. All week. Tell them Dave said so. If they got a problem with it, just say Dave said so.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Man, congratulations on a phenomenal finish. Great race win here tonight. Very dominant at the short track. We look forward to seeing if we can't get you back in this Shiny Things post-race show before the end of the season. But before we let you go here tonight and enjoy the rest of this winning performance, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back at the race shop?
First off, gotta thank my awesome wife Ashley for always letting me come back here and do this and telling me that I didn't suck, and believing in my online racing and my real racing for that matter. So thank you, Ashley. I love you. Obviously my awesome teammates Zach, Ryan, and Sean. I know Sean and Ryan had some unfortunate nights, but me and Zach were able to really control the race up there and do what we needed to do to make sure it was going to be one of us that won tonight. There was some other quicker cars, but with both of us up there, I don't think anybody had anything for us. Obviously, shout out the One Time Burger Bar. Construction was delayed here this season, but I think we're gonna start looking back into those plans to opening up a second location. Stay tuned, everybody, for the Two Time Burger Bar. It's coming. Thanks to you, Dave, and everybody at Turn 3 for the broadcast. Shout out to James, Richard, and Josh for putting the series on. The Higginses, Checker Flag Auto Supply, for their support of this whole thing. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, and I'm sorry. But overall, really great night. We'll party a little bit, and then we'll head off to New Hampshire.
Well, Chris, one hell of a job here tonight. As we already said, dominant performance. Led the most laps, fastest lap of the race, pole award in the back pocket. Going to cap it off with the checkered flag. We think it's the first of more to come this season. We'll see when we can catch up with you again, but until then, my friends, stay safe, and as always, keep it fast.
Take it easy, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Final words from Victory Lane. Chris Hammett going to walk away with the checkered flag here tonight in the 2-cent single 125. What a night, what a race. 22 drivers took to the grid here tonight, and it was a rough go for a handful of drivers, but seeing The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. A little bit of St. Patrick's Day reference back on that one. We had so much action. We didn't really get to talk about who was going to be lucky or not, but he didn't need any luck. He just hammered down from the start to the finish. As you hear producers hitting those buttons in the background, you know the familiar sounds. It's time to run down. Get official race results in the 2-cent single 125 here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Monday Night Scrambler Series. First time visitor to Victory Lane. Curtis Hammond gonna park the one-time Burger Bar number 6 with the Checkered Flag. Zach Mitchell gonna come home in second with Max Terriot continuing that top 10 run on the season. Terriot gonna finish out your podium spots with the 62 of Ethan Troutman. And James Skelton rounding out your top 5, sliding home in 6th here tonight behind the wheel of that Duke's Mayonnaise number 18 machine, Trent Potter. Hell of a run here tonight for that Bush number 40. Rob Higgins gonna come home in 7th. The black and gold, number 81, Goldfish Machine of Ken Allen picking up 8th. Bill Benedict in the Lego Technic, number 90, gonna finish in 9th here tonight. The Victory Junction, number 3 of Tony Strano, gonna finish out your top 10. 11th goes to Tim Combs with Chad Alcaraz walking away 12th. 13th here tonight. The 98 of Ryan Aldani with Michael Trevarth in late race trouble. The 2 finishes in 14th. Brandon Feeney going to finish back in 15th with Luke Allen picking up 16th here tonight. Late race troubles and woes for the Rockstar number 99 Machine of Cole Day. Jason Wells going to fall through the running order and finish in 18th here tonight. 19th belongs to the Skyline number 79 Machine of Anthony Yankelo with Devin Vishnall. Parking that Venom Fightwear number 7 Machine and 20th early exit here tonight for both the Souza Media number 4 of Jeffrey Souza and the Care Bears number 11 of Sean Single. Final 2 drivers in the running order. And that's going to do it for us. We're going to get ready to cut off the lights and roll up the cords and get ready to roll here tonight. Get ready to head to New Hampshire for some more short track action coming at you next week. That's going to finish things off here in the Shiny Things podcast post race show. You can check out Shiny Things on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, or iHeartRadio Podcast as well. Big shout out to each and every one of the sponsors. Thank you to each and every one of you. If you haven't yet, remember to join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell. We'll see you next time here on Turn 3.